So we can do the chanting straight away. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May they be free from suffering and its causes. May they never be parted from their happiness beyond suffering. May they abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment to the near, and aversion from the far. I shall cause this. Great compassionate Buddha, please inspire me to be able to do so. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every types of offerings, actual and mentally transformed. I confess all of my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in all the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until cyclic existence ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for all sentient beings. I dedicate the virtues of myself and others to the great enlightenment. However innumerable all sentient beings are, about to save them all. However inexhaustible my delusions are, about to extinguish them all. However immeasurable the Dharma teachings are, about to master them all. However endless the Buddha's way is, about to follow it completely. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Tayata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. Tayata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. Tayata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. So now get yourself comfortable for some meditation. Initially, we will release the tension in the body. So you can bring your mind inside your body, and from the bottom to the top, release whatever tension that you can release. Work your way slowly through different parts of the body. And as you do this, I will do a little bit of chanting. Mahaprajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra, the heart of the perfection of wisdom scripture. You don't need to listen to the sutra, just releasing the tension from different parts of your body, working your way from the tips of your toes all the way to the top of your head. Concentrate on that. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, when practicing deeply in Prajna Paramita, perceive that all 5 skandhas are empty, thus transcending suffering and distress. Sariputra, form is no other than emptiness. Emptiness is no other than form. Form is exactly emptiness. Emptiness is exactly form. Feelings, thought, impulse, and consciousness are likewise like this. Sariputra, all dharmas are fundamentally emptiness. No birth, no death. Nothing is pure. Nothing is defiled. Nothing increases or decreases, hence in emptiness. There are no forms, no feelings, no thoughts, no impulses, no consciousness. No eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no seeing, no hearing, no smelling, no tasting, no touching, no thinking, no realm of vision up to and including, no realm of thought, no ignorance and no end of ignorance, up to and including no old age and death and no end to old age and death. No suffering, no cause, no cessation, no path, no wisdom, no attainment. Indeed, there is nothing to be attained. The bodhisattva depends on prajnaparamita, with no hindrance in the mind, no hindrance, therefore no fear, far beyond elusive thinking. They finally awaken to complete nirvana, or Buddhas of the past, present, and future. Depend on prajnaparamita and attain anuttara samyak sambodhi. Therefore know that the prajnaparamita dharani is the highest dharani, the brightest dharani, the peerless dharani, the supreme dharani, which completely ends all suffering. Know this is truth and do not doubt, so proclaim the prajnaparamita dharani. Proclaim this dharani and declare. Dayata gate para sangate bodhi soha. So if you haven't already done it, scan your body again briefly, just to see if there's any leftover tension that you can release. Now bring your focus to the tip of your nose initially, and we will follow the feeling of the breath as we breathe in our nose all the way into our lungs, back out our nose, in our nose, all the way into the lungs, back out, and so on and so forth. Focusing on this feeling of the breath. We are focusing on the most important physical thing that we do, and it is the only physical thing that we have to do now. Active thing, that is. Of course, you need to be here too, physically. And all you have to do mentally is focus on the breath. And if the mind wanders or becomes dull, replace it onto the breath. You can also add the extra technique of counting the breaths from 1 to 10. 1 in breath, 1 out breath is 1, and so on. But if you get distracted on the way towards 10, go back to 1 at that time. So if any thoughts arise in your mind, any other mental activity arises in your mind, don't cling to it. Don't grasp at it. Don't try to force it away either, or deny it. But if your mind becomes distracted with these things, then just replace your mind back onto your breath. So let the thoughts or the activities go as you replace your mind back onto the breath. And if your mind becomes dull or sleepy, then wake it up a little bit by refocusing on the breath more brightly. So we can practice like this in silence for a little bit. And I will do a little bit of chanting. Once again, just focusing on the breath. The chanting is for blessings, past, present, and future blessings. Namo Ratantraya, Namo Arya, Valagitisvaraya, Bodhisavaya, Mahasavaya, Mahakarunekaya. Sapalavati Sudanatasiya, Namaskripa Namanariya, Valagitisvara Lantabana Monikanta, Sri Mahapati Samisavavati Shubhamashiyum Savasava Namo Pasava Namo Bhagamabati Tutayato. Avalokate kalati yasire mahabodhisattva sabo sabo mara mara mashi mashire dayu guru guru gamayan duro duro bashiya de mahabashiya de dara dara de renisvareya jala jala mahabamara mudeleya hiya hiya shina shina hala shimbara shale basa basin parashaya hulu hulu bera hulu hulu shiri sara sara sere sere zuru zuru budaya budaya bodaya bodaya matraya nila kansa tisarana beya mana sohasitaya sohama hasitaya soha, Siddhya Yashvaraya soha, Nilakante soha, Pranila soha, Shvisamamukaya soha, Sarva Mahasastaya soha, Chakrastaya soha, Padmakasaya soha, Danilakante Pandilaya soha, Mopola Shankaraya soha, Namo Radnatraya Namo, Arya Volagitishvaraya soha, Siddhi Antu Mantra Pataya soha. Namo Ratnatraya Namo Ariyashiyana Sagara Viroshana Buhara Taya Tadagataya Arhate Samya Sambuddhaya Namo Sarvata Tagatabiya Ratabiya Samya Sambuddhabiya Namo Ariya Volagitisvaraya Bodhisavaya Mahasavaya Mahakarunikaya Dayada Om Dara Dara Dere Dere Duru Duru Ite Vodishale Shale Bashale Bashale Kuzume Kuzume Vare Lemele Sitizala Apanaye So Om Ramum Shiramum Manipemum Sale Sule Sande Swaha Purum. Om Ramum Siramum Manipemum Sale Sule Sande Swaha Purum. Om Ramum Siramum Manipemum Sale Sule Sande Swaha Purum. Bara bara sambara indira vistame ha ha lulu jere jol jere su bara bara sambara indira vistame ha ha lulu jere jol jere su bara bara sambara indira vistame ha ha lulu jere jol jere su bara bara sambara indira vistame ha lulu jere jol jere su So now we can feel very pleased and fill ourselves with universal loving kindness. Utilizing the white light, filling your whole being with the white light. So as a preliminary practice to the loving kindness meditation, we will do forgiveness meditation right now. So being with ourselves, you can think to yourself that you have engaged in some actions of the body, speech, and mind in the past that you shouldn't have. And also maybe there's some actions that you should have engaged in that you didn't. And you can think to yourself, I apologize to myself for not engaging in these good actions or engaging in bad actions in the past. I forgive myself. And remind yourself that that is the past. It's gone. You can say every breath we take is a new beginning, is a new birth. So you can let go of any guilty feelings, any remorseful feelings from the past, from actions from the past. And now you can visualize someone in front of you that you have brought harm to in the past. And with a warm heart, you say to them, I apologize for bringing you harm in the past. Please forgive me. And they say to you with a warm heart too, I do forgive you for you bringing me harm in the past. We can now both move forwards in our lives without hanging on to any negative feelings. And smile at each other. And now replace this person with somebody that has brought you harm in the past. And with a warm heart, they say to you, I apologize for harming you in the past. Please forgive me. And you, with a warm heart as well, say to them, thank you for apologizing for the harm you brought to me in the past. I do forgive you. We are now both free from these mental shackles, free to move forward in our lives. You can both think we are free to put down the mental baggage. So you can cease this part of the visualization, and loving kindness, fill yourself with universal loving kindness, utilizing as before the white light. Visualize that you are filled with the white light, which represents universal loving kindness. Taranya Metta Sutta, loving kindness scripture. This is a work for those who are skilled and peaceful, who seek the good. May they be able and upright, honest of gentle speech and not proud. May they be content and easily supported, unburdened with their senses calmed. May they be wise and not arrogant, and without desire for the possessions of others. May they do nothing mean or that the wise would reprove. May all sentient beings be happy. May they live in safety and joy. All sentient beings, whether weak or strong, great or small, short or tall, seen or unseen, near or distant, born or to be born, may they all be happy. Let no one deceive or despise another being in any state. Let none by anger or hatred wish harm upon another. Just as a mother would protect her only child with her life, even so let one cultivate a boundless love towards all sentient beings. Let one radiate this boundless love towards the entire world, above and below and in all directions, without hindrance, without ill will, without enmity. Standing or walking, sitting or lying down, during all one's waking hours, may one remain mindful of this heart and this way of living that is the best in the world. Unattached to speculations, views, and sense desires, with clear vision, such a person will never be reborn in the cycles of suffering. So now you can visualize your loved ones, family, and friends in front of you, and radiate this universal loving kindness from your heart to their heart, filling their whole being. And now you can also include strangers. And even those you may regard as enemies. So feeling these three different types of people from your own perspective. Filling them with the universal loving kindness in the form of the white light. Having the wish that they are happy, that they are free from suffering, and that they are peaceful. And now we radiate the loving kindness to all sentient beings without limit. Initially around your immediate area, all of the sentient beings that live in the waters, on the land, fly through the air, whether born from wombs, eggs, moisture, or through transformation. Fill them with the universal loving kindness, extended from your own heart, radiated from your own heart. Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Amitabha Buddha. Tayata Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Swaha, Tayata Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Swaha, Tayata Om Muni Muni Maha Muni Swaha. Om Zambala Zalandreya Soha, Om Zambala Zalandreya Soha, Om Zambala Zalandreya Soha. Uma Hum, Uma Hum, Uma Hum. Umahum benza guru penaside hum. Umahum benza guru penaside hum. Umahum benza guru penaside hum. Umahum benza guru pemetodringsa benza samayatsa sidipala hum. Umahum benza guru pemetodringsa benza samayatsa sidipala hum. Umahum benza guru pemetodringsa benza samayatsa sidipala hum. Umarapazanadi, Umarapazanadi, Umarapazanadi. And now radiating this universal loving kindness throughout your whole state or county. Om Tare Tutare Ture Swaha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Swaha, Om Tare Tutare Ture Swaha. Throughout your whole country, fill your whole country with the universal loving kindness and all of the sentient beings within, all of nature and so on. And throughout all of the countries in the world, those you're familiar with, those you're unfamiliar with, those that for whatever reason you may think negatively about. And have your loving kindness pervade down to the core of the earth, including now, of course, all of the bodies of water, such as the oceans and so on, to the outermost atmosphere. Om Tare Tutare Ture Salva Jarabiye Shante Kuru Swaha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Sarva Jarabiye Shante Kuru Swaha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Sarva Jarabiye Shante Kuru Swaha. Now throughout the whole solar system. Om Tare Tutare Ture Mama Ayu Pushtem Kuru Swaha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Mama Ayu Pushtem Kuru Swaha. Om Tare Ture Mama Ayu Pushtem Kuru Swaha. And throughout the whole solar system and the whole galaxy and the universe and beyond, have your loving kindness pervade throughout infinite space. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanze Guru Benduriya Prabharatsaya Tadagataya Ratisamya Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekanze Maha Bekanze Raja Samungati Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanze Guru Benduriya Prabharatsaya Tadagataya Ratisamya Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekanze Maha Bekanze Raja Samungati Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanze Guru Benduriya Prabharatsaya Tadagataya Arhate Samya Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Bekanze Maha Bekanze Raja Samungati Swaha. Now we can feel very pleased with ourselves, filling infinite space with universal love and kindness. Now we'll switch techniques to the Tonglen, compassion meditation, the giving-taking meditation. And on your out-breath, or while you exhale, white light leaves your heart center, representing all of your goodness and happiness, attachments, so on. Now, I should say before I say that, is that you visualize, imagine all sentient beings in front of you, and bring to mind the suffering that all sentient beings experience. Give rise to great compassion, bodhicitta intention, to help to free them from this suffering and to attain enlightenment for their well-being, for their welfare, for their benefit. So as you exhale from your heart center, is the white light entering into the heart centers of all sentient beings in front of you, freeing them or giving them happiness, the good karma, good conditions they need on the path to enlightenment, giving them everything that you find pleasing, giving up your own attachments, self-centeredness, and so on. And as you inhale, as you breathe in, black smoke leaves their heart centers and enters into your heart center and melts away, melting away your ego, self-centeredness, ignorance, and so on, freeing them from the suffering. So breathing out the white light, breathing in the black smoke, freeing sentient beings from suffering, giving them happiness and everything that is good, freeing your own mind from ignorance, attachment, and aversion. So let's practice like this. Tayata Om Bikanze Bikanze Maha Bikanze Raja Samungati Swaha. Tayata Om Bikanze Bikanze Maha Bikanze Raja Samungati Swaha. Tayata Om Bikanze Bikanze Maha Bikanze Raja Samungati Swaha. Tayata Om Bikanze Bikanze Maha Bikanze Raja Samungati Swaha. Tayata Om Bikanze Bikanze Maha Bikanze Raja Samungati Swaha. Om Amarane Jadantiye Soha. Om Amarane Jadantiye Soha. Om Amarane Jadantiye Soha. Om Vajrasattva Ahom. Om Vajrasattva Ahom. Om Vajrasattva Ahom. Om Shunyata Jnana Vajraspabhavat Makoham. Om Ahum Svaha. Om Ahum Svaha. Om Ahum Svaha. Om Haksha Malabhara Svaha. Om Haksha Malabhara Svaha. Om Haksha Malabhara Svaha. Om Haksha Malabhara Svaha. And so once again, we can feel very pleased and fill ourselves with universal loving kindness again, and universal compassion, universal joy based on equanimity. So let's do the dedication prayer. Due to this merit, may I soon attain the enlightened state of the Buddha, so that I may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. May the precious body, Chitta, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. And may the precious view of Shunyata, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. Okay. So on this cold Queen's birthday weekend. Well, no, it's the King's birthday these days, isn't it? Most of my life, it's been the Queen's birthday. So a long weekend, as you can imagine, a lot of people around here. I don't mean to be rude or anything. I'll put people down, but what I call the blow-ins, the weekend people, but the long weekend people, and some of them unfortunately don't behave very well. They've got too much money, I think. The prices of the houses down this way gone up so much over the last few decades. Since we came 44 years ago, quite a long time, isn't it? So we've been down here. Of course, I lived in different countries, but we've been down here 2/3 of my life. And of course, a little bit less for mum, a bit older, half her life. So anyway, hope everybody's doing well. And as you know, we've come to the end of the commentary on my article, Meditation and Its Benefits, Getting to Know Your Mind. And I hope during this commentary that you have got to know your mind more. And maybe you've got to know your ultimate mind, which is beyond the word mind, beyond the concept mind, beyond any texture. No way of explaining it verbally, no way of even thinking about it. But of course, right now we know the relative mind. So we need to get to know the relative mind, so you can work out what it is that you need to improve on, what it is that is very positive, wholesome, and then increase the consistency with having this mind like this. And then also what it is we need to drop, abandon our faults, mental afflictions, based on ignorance, attachment, and aversion, the three poisons. And then if you can increase that to six root delusions, or six root mental afflictions, including the first three: ignorance, attachment, and aversion, and also pride, doubt, and wrong views. Then they give rise to the 20 secondary afflictions, which include states such as jealousy and so forth. I won't go into all of them. And then, of course, there's many, many, many that come from that. So if we could get to uproot the roots, then the other ones won't arise. Okay? But, if we don't do that, then they're going to reinforce themselves. So we need to constantly practice the Dharma to have them decrease, to loosen their strength and their control over us. And of course, this is mentally. Now, of course, and then if we do that mentally, training the mind well, then our speech and our physical actions won't go astray, as mentioned previously, including last week. Okay, so the mind is the chief. Look after the mind. If wholesome thoughts are there, keep them, increase them, perfect them. If wholesome thoughts are not there, adopt them, and then do likewise. If you have unwholesome thoughts in your mind, get rid of them, eradicate them. And if unwholesome thoughts have not yet arisen in your mind, protect your mind from having them arise. Just like the example of a fortress. So your mindfulness, awareness, conscientiousness is kind of the center of this fortress. And if you have good people in your fortress, you encourage them to stay. You keep them in your fortress. Make them happy in your fortress. If there are some really good people outside the fortress, then invite them in. Have them come inside and stay inside your fortress. If you have bad people inside your fortress, open the doors and let them out. Kick them out. And if bad people want to come into your fortress, don't let them in. Lock the doors. Of course, the fortress is your mind. The good people are the wholesome thoughts. The wholesome thoughts that are there already are the good people within the fortress. The wholesome thoughts that haven't arisen yet are the good people that want to come in, invite them in. The bad people that are inside the fortress already, that you need to kick out, are like the unwholesome thoughts that have arisen in your mind already. Eradicate them, get rid of them. And of course, the bad people that are outside wanting to come in are the unwholesome thoughts that have not yet arisen. So protect your mind, just as you wouldn't let the bad people into your fortress. I know that I've given you that teaching many times in the past. A good example of the four great efforts. When you add the bodhicitta intention to this, there is an element of enthusiasm, but also of benefiting others as well. Okay. I don't know how long we've got. Only 4 minutes. I wanted to do more meditation today and also some chanting. As you heard, the Heart Sutra was chanted. I thought maybe I'd do that today. And then, of course, the Loving Kindness Sutra was chanted. The long Mahakaruna Dharani, the long mantra. Mahakaruna means the great compassion. And then the more medium length Mahakaruna Dharani, or mantra, was also chanted. The first one, the longest one, I learned in the Chan, Zen, Pure Land traditions, so come from China, Vietnam, Korea, Japan. And then the more medium length one is from the Tibetan tradition. And then I did a bunch of other mantras as well in relation to different aspects of the Dharma, but don't have the time to go into all of them now. But I hope you've enjoyed this commentary on this meditation article that has other teachings in it as well. And then from next week, we'll do a few introductions of this book, some commentary from this book, teachings within or therein. First few weeks, like I said, introductory. I will read to you the translator's preface. I think that's good information. And then there's, what was that, 5, 6, 7, about 7 pages of intro. And I'll either just read that to you, or I give commentary during that as well. I haven't actually checked that out yet. In fact, I'm surprised there's actually 7 pages, but we'll see how we go with that. And then we get into the teachings. So I've promised you this teaching for quite some time, but of course, then I come up with other ideas. We implemented them as well. Since we've been doing these classes now for 6 years, pretty much, we've covered a lot of subjects. Commentary on some very important teachings, commentary on some even sutras within, and of course the 6 paramitas, for instance. And then I gave commentary on some wisdom sutras, parts of the Dharma Sutra, and of course the Heart Sutra, and Pacciccasamuppada, or 12 links of dependent origination, the 12 links there. So we've had some commentary on that. So we've basically covered all of the Dharma. Now, of course, you can't cover all of the Dharma from a scriptural point of view. There's just too many books. But some of the teachings, longer versions of the shorter ones, some compressed shorter versions of the longer ones. So we can cover them underneath the title of things like 6 paramitas, Eightfold Path, and 4 immeasurables, and so on, and which we have done. So well done. I think there's maybe 300, possibly, the Zoom classes we've done. And then, of course, there's been some other ones as well. I think on the YouTube channel, there's maybe about 350 videos there. So fine. So I know it's just gone under a minute. I rejoice in your studies, in your practice, in your sharing of the precious Dharma. And I rejoice in your meritorious goodness, as always. Look after your mind, look after your body, care for others, Really look after your mind. That's primary. And as you do so, you will be looking after your body. You will be caring for others. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya.